phone. Oh shoot, I gotta make sure Dixper's off.
Dixper.
We're just gonna make it inactive. Alright. That should be good. And then we're gonna... Frick, where'd it go? Switch scenes. There we go. Alright, dial in then. Looks like you're starting us off.
Hey, thank you. All right, we on? We ready to go?
Yep, we're good to go.
All right. Is anybody actually watching?
Nope.
Give me a second.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It's 0 viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm jumping into it, but obviously that's
Well,
pointless.
that's unfortunate.
Get this set up so I can see the chat, because I want to be able to see the chat. Should we give it a... Oh, there's 4 people in.
Hello.
I think you guys all went at the
Where are
same
the
time.
4 people?
I think so.
I'm the 4 people. We're all the 4 people. Huh?
Yeah, normally Luna is one of the people in here, but she works tonight, so she will not be in the audience.
Yeah.
We got
You
1
wanna-
viewer on my screen. At least it says.
Give it a second, or just go?
Just go for it. We'll get people eventually.
They're lost, right?
Yep, and I upload it to YouTube, so there's probably people watching there. I got a couple new subscribers over there.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on just a second. All right. What's a brilliant day. The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have...
My sweet princess here to accompany me.
It sounds like I'm getting easier to read, too.
No, you've just said it enough times that I memorized it.
That must mean you must pay attention to my words. That in itself is a compliment, princess.
It is not. We're on our way to the usual store to restock our medications when a small figure leaves out through the front door. She stares at us with a lost look on her face. Rumpel reacts immediately, making his way over to her with a broad smile.
Bruh, why are you like this? Madam, I can't help but notice the pained expression upon your beautiful face. Is there anything I can do to assuage your worries? For seeing your lovely face shadowed by such sadness stabs me right in the heart.
The woman stares at Rumpel, dumbfounded. His smile wavers and he takes a step back, suddenly looking alarmed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's you.
Oh no. Huh?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is awkward, madam, but I'm afraid I don't know you.
What?
Or do I? Do I know you?
I take a step forward and look at the woman flatly. He has been cursed. He has amnesia.
Amnesia?
The woman stares at Rumpel, scrutinizing him.
You do seem different. changed from before in any case.
Or catching a horror game will do that to you. So you knew me before. How terrible it is of me to forget such a lovely face. But perhaps you could help me remember.
The usually flirty suggestion is in his voice, but the woman seems unaffected.
I can help you remember.
You can.
It's no wonder I can't remember your name. You have the fairy tale curse, don't you?
Who is this woman?
You truly don't remember me?
I'm sorry.
The woman looks conflicted, but the expression is gone as fast as it appears.
I'm Bria. Your fiance.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
What? The shock is apparently on my face, but nowhere near as impressive as the astonishment on Rumpel's face.
Genius.
Oh dear. My fiancé.
She has to be lying. How could Rumpel possibly have a fiance with the way that he is? He's barely able to dedicate himself to a single woman for an hour. Brea takes a step forward and takes Rumpel's hand in her own.
You don't remember holding my hands like this when you took me to the forest and proposed to me?
Rumpel opens his mouth, but no words escape. He reminds me of a lost dog all of a sudden, with his eyes so wide. Brea runs her fingers over his hands.
I loved you, you loved me, and I still love you very much.
I don't remember this.
How can I help you remember?
Rumpel's voice is faint, but he still tries to smile.
The circumstances of the curse tell me that I need to remember through memories and, a journal, somehow.
A journal? I have your old journals. I can show you the very first love letter you wrote me.
Brea starts walking, her hands still clasped in Rumpel's. I stare after them for a few moments, trying to piece together what is happening in my head. I chase after them. Brea enters a house, one that Rumpel stares at in awe. When she comes back out, she is holding a journal. She hands it to Rumpel, then opens up to the first page.
This is a little embarrassing, but there it is. You compiled your letters into a journal.
Rumpel slowly reads over the words, and I notice a strange, glazed look come back to his eyes as its expression grows somber. This is like the time when he remembered he was a doctor. Brea turns to me as Rumpel is reading, and her eyebrows arch.
And who are you?
I'm his partner.
Partner?
We are helping each other with our curses.
Oh, you're cursed too? You poor thing.
Her face. Brea's voice is flat. She's glaring at me beneath her smile. I have done nothing to merit this distrust from her, and I cannot bring myself to trust her either.
Brea.
Rumpel looks up from the journal and stares at her.
Yes, sweet.
Rumpel's melancholy expression throws me off. Last time he was so excited when he realized he was a doctor, but now his expression is heartbreaking.
I remember. I did propose to you. In the forest, when it was dark,
You set up little lights around the clearing. We spoke for a while, and then when you got down on your knee, you dropped the ring.
It had fallen into the roots of some tree.
We only noticed it when a bird came to pluck it out of the bramble. I had no idea what you were looking for, but I still chased after the bird.
You got the ring back, and you knew.
Brea holds out her hand and I notice a beautiful red-green gem ring on her right finger. Or on her ring finger.
It was still charming, though. I laughed for so long because it felt so memorable. Plucking your engagement ring out of a bird's beak?
You're right.
Rumpel smiles, a little uncertainly. In that moment, I feel him turn away from me. He does not even realize I am there, standing with Brea. Why am I feeling so uncomfortable?
You said you were helping Rumpel with his curse, yes?
She turns to me.
There is no worry. I can help him now. That is what couples do.
I have to force the pity out of my heart. I have to force myself to think rationally. Something seems off about this. But Rumpel remembers. Which means this is the truth, isn't it? Should we say nothing or say I am still his partner? I'm leaning towards I'm still his partner.
I want to say something.
That sounds like something she would say, honestly.
She would.
Because I feel like she wouldn't stay quiet. She's not the type.
No.
Yeah, I say still partner.
Yeah, I see no reason not to say that.
Okay.
Again, worst case scenario, we just speed through another thing and get the good ending.
Yep.
Rude.
Yeah, we haven't
It
messed up
just
yet.
seems wrong to say nothing.
Yeah, we're on our like last one, I think, before we like mess up.
We are.
Still his partner.
For that, and sometimes that we need to experience all the bad endings too. Or
Yeah.
else,
Oh,
we'll be curious about it.
Yeah, I want to know if everyone accidentally dies.
If anyone else
Or
looks
who
like
knows,
that.
maybe
That never
Lucett's
happened.
gonna die horribly. Who needs to know?
I still feel something is wrong. I do not trust this woman.
Do you know anything about him, dear? Have you helped him regain any of his memories?
She was with me when I regained my memories. Lucette is a very valuable good luck charm.
Rumpel flashes a small smile at me before turning to Brea. Her eyes seem a lot colder now.
Tell me, what do you go by now until we figure out your name? I need something to call you.
Rumpel.
Still good.
Brea's cold gaze falls on me, and I can sense something in them that surprises me. Jealousy? Why would she be jealous of me?
Rumpel, would you maybe want to come back home with me?
What?
I know you must be overwhelmed, but our home might be able to help you remember some things.
I'm sorry. I actually have a patient somewhere else that I need to tend to.
Brea's eyes flash briefly. Her frown is there for a few seconds before she smiles again.
You always were good with your patients.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand that you're overwhelmed. But remember, now I'm here for you too. I want to mend things, to make them go back to what they were before. How about you look over that journal, and then we meet again tomorrow? We can take this one step at a time.
I would like that.
We can get to know each other again, and in time, I'm sure you'll remember what we used to have.
Stockholm Syndrome.
I loved you.
And I did too.
This is creepy.
A slight shiver runs down my spine as I stare at the two of them. There is that uncomfortable feeling once again. Brea and Rumpel agree on a spot to meet tomorrow, and then she leans up to kiss Rumpel on the cheek. He puts a hand on his cheek as she walks off with a gentle smile on her face. Are you okay? He looks at me, and for a few moments, I feel that his gaze lingers longer than it normally does on my own eyes. Then he smiles and laughs.
Of course I am, Princess. I just remembered something about my own past. I'm guessing that the second entry has appeared in my journal by now. I can't wait to get back to the Marchant and to read it. Brea has the rest of my journals, so I might truly be able to remember everything if I talk to her.
Including your love for her? He sighs out before he proclaims that we should finish our errands. I follow him around the town, though the scenery lacks its usual vibrancy. Rumpel doesn't speak to anyone, not even the girls, while we walk. He keeps his eyes focused on the ground, and when he speaks to shop owners, his cheer is lukewarm at best. I try to start a conversation with him many times, but he shies away from talking. I feel like there's something he's not telling me. When we arrive at the Marchant, Rumpel quickly excuses himself, not even sharing his epiphany about his past with anyone.
Boy.
Sorry about that. Let's see. What has him so bent out of shape?
He just regained another memory. I'm assuming he is going to go read about it now. It's not like him to hide things. I hope Rumpel is okay.
Disappointing. I was hoping for more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Just a single line.
It's been about a week since Rumpel regained his last memory. He's even been meeting with Brea since then. But he still hasn't told me about the memory from the journal. He doesn't flirt with any girls, and when he sees me, his smile looks broken. He spends his day visiting Brea and taking the parfait.
You're worried about Rumpel, aren't you?
Why would I be worried about him?
Who isn't?
Because Rumpel is no longer able to run errands with me, Waltz decided to take his place.
All
But
right.
Waltz's presence cannot make up for Rumpel's absence.
Right.
I get to fucking do something now. All right. He'll be fine, Princess. He's still figuring things out.
I do not trust that woman.
His fiance?
She appeared out of nowhere.
She kind of.
People who aren't cursed can't find the tavern, Princess. She would never be able to find him. So really, the only place she could have met him is out of nowhere.
I can tell that he is teasing me, but it does little to lift my spirits. I know. Waltz sighs.
If you don't trust her, why not just ask around for her?
She obviously doesn't want to talk to me.
No, I mean ask others about her. So long as you can find a way to phrase your intentions honestly, I think they might understand you.
Rumpel says my honesty is good, but I also know that the way I speak frustrates many people.
Come on, I'll help.
Waltz approaches the flower shop where several people are gathered to look at the fresh flowers.
Excuse me, madam, sir, I was wondering if you knew anything about someone named Brea. We hear that she's engaged to a friend of ours, but he hasn't said much about her.
Everyone calls me blunt, but I would never question others so openly. Does Waltz really expect the people to be so open to him?
Yes. Anyone other than me.
Oh, if it isn't Waltz doing a little investigative work, are you?
Just looking to find out more about someone important to a friend.
Not going to put this one into one of your shows, are you?
I might think about it.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Waltz raises an eyebrow and laughs.
Of course not. Maybe.
Everyone just
Probably.
trusts Waltz. I suppose he must speak to people often, being a performer. They would probably never suspect Waltz to do anything morally questionable. And yet with me, they were suspicious of everything I did. I guess it's a good thing Waltz is here. I stifle a sigh as the so-called investigation begins.
But Bria, I was under the impression that her fiancé wasn't seeing her anymore.
Bria. Oh, poor Bria. I hear that poor dear made a mistake and that her fiancé threw her out for it.
Is she engaged to someone new now? I'm not surprised given the affair she had with her first fiancé. Excuse me, what did you just say? Oh, you aren't aware? I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. You said she cheated on her first fiancé? She was engaged to some man, a doctor, I believe. He was a good man, always smiled, helped everyone, including the poor. I don't see how she would have been the gal to do it, but the rumors state that she was seeing another man. I think I saw them
How
out together sometimes.
scandalous.
He was a rich businessman. Who was he? I believe he was one of the doctor's patients.
Did anyone see this for sure, ma'am?
Oh, lots of people did, and that's why the poor man stopped seeing her. Bless his heart. He looked heartbroken. But then the two of them were engaged, so she should have been more committed to him. When Bria first approached Rumpel, she had no idea he had amnesia. She started apologizing to him. Was it for that affair? Or am I speculating? We thanked the woman
Yes.
for her help, before continuing to ask around town for more information. The more we hear, the more certain we become. She cheated on him.
Princess, I know what you're thinking, but it would be incredibly rash to tell Rumpel about this.
But she's lying to him! I can still remember the sadness in his eyes. Maybe somewhere deep down he still knows. Did his journal entry not say anything?
You can try talking to him, Princess, but without any evidence, we're just going off of rumors. If you're wrong, I think that would hurt the situation a lot more.
I'm forced to acknowledge Waltz's reasoning. As much as I want to tell Rumpel right now, I don't even know where he is. We finish our errands for the day and then return to the Marchand, where I complete my chores around the tavern before retiring to bed. Later that night, after returning for hours in bed without any success of sleep, I make my way downstairs for a glass of milk. I stop abruptly at the sound of hushed voices. Parfait and Rumpel are sitting together at the table, their voices soft. It means a lot to me you're still taking care of me, even when everything you have on your plate.
When things are uncertain as they are right now, the little things that remain the same are actually quite comforting.
What, no compliments tonight? He clears his throat.
Lady Parfait, I always find comfort in your presence.
Your heart's not in it, is it?
No, not really.
Please don't stress yourself out trying to take care of me. I've seen the orders of the medicines and the dosages. I can take care of myself, Rumpel.
Oh, you and Lady Lord, for letting me stay here. Even now, you could have kicked me out. Yet here I am still.
This isn't the confident Rumpel that I'm used to seeing. It's rather heartbreaking to see you like this, you know? Parfait's eyes drift past Rumpel and she sees me before I can dart away. I think you're worrying your partner too. Rumpel turns in his seat and stares at me.
Princess,
I slowly make my way toward them.
I'm sorry, Princess. I haven't been trying to help you at all.
It is fine. Parfait's right though. It's not like you to be so pitiful.
Your words are still as sharp as ever.
I glance at Parfait curiously. The light of the tavern lights her face up dimly, making it look more ghostly than usual. She looks sicklier. Do you think I look like a ghost, Princess? Yes. By the time night comes around, I am utterly exhausted. You said you were like this because of the Tenenbaum Lucas you have to take care of? That's correct. I used to be able to watch over it more easily, but now, with the balance between both crystals lost in the kingdom, it's getting harder. This responsibility is a big burden, and it's a heavy toll on my body. But that doesn't diminish any of my pride. I'm proud to bear this responsibility. Someone needs to do it, and I'm very glad I can help so many people through bearing this burden. What would happen if you just let the responsibility go? There would be even more chaos than there is now. Or the Tenenbaum bearer, would they not help you with your stress? There is no Tenenbaum bearer currently. What? Parfait stares at me for a few moments, a complicated expression on her face, then suddenly she says, Please do not worry about me, Princess. I've lived a good life. I just want to do more good while I'm still alive. And I'm very lucky to be surrounded by so many good people. Anyway, the two of you should be off to bed soon. I can tell you're both tired. Parfait pauses to look at me, eyebrows slightly arched. Oh, but before you go, there is something I meant to ask you. Ask me. Parfait crosses her arms and looks at me terrorously for a few moments. The look is so unlike her that it almost concerns me. She looks uncertain of something, though I cannot imagine what it is. What could she want to discuss with me? I wanted to ask if you were free the day after tomorrow? I am free whenever my schedule says I am. And if you could spare 20 minutes or so, I want to speak with you about something. Very important. Important. I suppose you could say it is related to your curse. Fine. Parfait smiles at us before walking back to her room, leaving me alone with Rumpel. Rumpel smiles at me uncertainly. For a few moments I think he might actually talk to me, but then he rushes off after giving me an apology. I watch him walk up the stairs, my heart sinking. I need to know what's going on with him. Today is my day off. I keep on the lookout for Rumpel. Eventually I see him making his way down the staircase. He does not look quite as disheartened as last night, but his expression is still rather somber. He says good morning to everyone as he usually does, and then walks out through the front door. And that's my cue. Following behind Rumpel without being seen proves to be remarkably easy. Even if he is perceptive, he won't be expecting me to follow after him when I normally work during these hours. He makes his way through the town until he comes to a stop at a little cafe in the main plaza. It is cleverly hidden, just slightly out of view, not all in plain view like the rest of the shops. Brea is sitting, waiting for him at a table with a journal. The way she smiles at him numbs my heart. I make my way over to the nearby fountain and crouch beside it to keep out of their view. I can hear their conversation, just barely from where I sit.
You know, I had been searching for you a long time when I saw you. You suddenly disappeared from the house one night, and I couldn't find you.
Rumpel.
I said sorry. Why? Why did I leave the house?
I don't know.
Was it a fight?
No, no, not a fight. We barely ever fought.
Shit.
We made a promise when you gave me this ring. We promised we would never make each other sad.
I close my eyes and breathe. Brea's words drive bitterness through my heart. After everything I heard, is it possible those rumors were baseless? But isn't it also possible that they were the truth? And Rumpel mentioned a fight. Now is my chance to tell him. Oh dear. Do we interrupt or reconsider?
Oh.
I really don't know.
Well, still don't have. We still have nothing to go on.
We have so little to go on, it's not worth it.
Interrupt. I don't know.
No, no.
What do you think, Abby?
Yes.
It's more drama to interrupt, but I think reconsider might be better. But I don't have enough details. Maybe?
Trying to think though, will we ever get more to like go off of though? That's the thing.
Maybe not.
Then let us reconsider.
Reconsider.
Alright. Let's go with reconsider then.
Maybe he'll figure it out.
But if somehow everything we heard was one big lie, would I hurt Rumpel? I also have my pride. I cannot just accuse someone, even if I feel that Brea is guilty of something. I step away from the fountain, rearing to head back the way I came. Even if the situation sounds wrong, I feel that Rumpel would hate me getting involved. I'm surprised then when he calls my name.
Crap.
Ooh, that was the right one.
Princess. That was?
Yeah, we just got the gem.
Nice. What are you doing here?
He saw me and did he know I was behind the fountain?
Spying, are we?
I make my way over to the table to where Rumpel is looking at me with worry and Brea is openly scowling at me. Ma'am, I'm still his friend.
Is there something wrong, Miss Partner?
Not with me, but perhaps with you.
Excuse me?
Oh hell, she's gonna do it.
You seem to have quite the reputation.
Prince.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but taking people's words at face value is foolish.
Mother would have said the same thing, but why would they lie? So it's not true that you were seeing another man.
How dare you?
Pretty much gave it.
Brea stands up and glares at me. I frown back at her. Her anger does not faze me. She seems like a petulant child.
I can't stand jealous girls. They are the bane of my existence. And you're what, 18?
17, but what does it even matter?
Either way, there'd just be about a 6-year age gap between you two.
Mm. 24. Gods, am I really so ancient?
You hear that, Willie? We're ancient.
Oh, God.
Ouch!
Thanks, Rumpel.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Ah! The
Right.
two of us look at him in unison, then back at each other. I'm here because I want to help my partner, and because you are lying to him.
Hurt. Stings.
And who are you to say that I'm lying? You're a terrible little spy, is what you are. Hiding places to watch us? Going around town asking about me? I'm telling you now that Rumpel doesn't need you, especially if you're the one spewing lies.
Those words have no weight coming from a hypocrite.
Wait, ladies.
Rumpel looks between the two of us, his eyebrows furrowed, then he shakes his head.
Brea, I knew it was in my journal.
Ooh.
What?
Oh shit.
Ooh.
What?
Oh,
Rumpel faces Brea, his expression crumpled.
Rumpel is crumpled. It was that lord, wasn't it? The one I refused to take money from that one time I helped him? He told me himself.
Oh, shit.
I think that's why this feeling inside of me is so mute right now. Why I was always having second thoughts about your stories.
There's a word.
Brea, why didn't you ever tell me you were seeing?
That one hurt.
asked you that question back then, too, but you never told me. And so I was waiting for you to bring it up again. I was waiting for you to explain. I was waiting for...
As if I could ever get anything through that thick skull of yours.
I cannot stop myself from staring at her when she insults Rumpel. But with this, she has admitted that the rumors are true.
Even if I explained myself, all you would ever say was that you were sorry. But nothing ever changed.
What did I do that was so wrong?
Look at you. Even now you can't bring yourself to be angry at me. You knew the truth, and instead of demanding to know why I did what I did, you keep asking what you did wrong. But you'll never realize what you did wrong, Rumpel. Never. Some things never change.
Bria scowls as she makes her way around the table. Rumpel tries to call her back, but Bria only frowns as she walks off. Rumpel lets out a long sigh.
And there go all of my journals, too.
Right, he said that Bria had all of his old journals. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I only made things worse. I'm still not entirely sure what they were talking about, but...
Princess, you don't have to apologize for anything. Though...
Wait, there's my... Aw.
I would like you to apologize for shedding some light on my age.
Dude, 24 is not that old!
It hurts. It's like a stab in my heart.
Here we go again.
Man.
Like, what? Like,
How do
3
you
of us
feel
here are
about it?
24. It's not that
Am I
old.
really, truly that old?
Imagine being older.
Yeah, if 24 is ancient, what are you guys? Dirt?
To be
A
fair,
stab in mine own heart.
this is
From
old.
the man I love.
Average
I
life
guess I'll
expectancy.
die.
Yeah, but this is the fantasy world. Right.
I
Suddenly,
like-
They still don't live beyond like 30.
suddenly he looks disgruntled, but the look of distraught on his face is almost comical. I cannot help it when I smile and then start to laugh.
I feel like... Do my
Never
ears
seen
see
people
me?
happy.
Is that wonderful sound coming from your mouth, Princess? How precious.
It's just... You
Stab
are
in
an
mine
old
own-
man. God damn it, Lisette! Well, am I an
Wow.
old woman?
Way to ruin the moment.
A stab. A second dagger.
Old man, then I'm young at heart. Besides, I would be a lot more offended if you weren't smiling when you said that.
After a few moments, Rumpel sighs and shakes his head.
I'm sorry you had to see all that. I knew there was more to the story than Bria was letting on because I read the memory in my journal.
You knew about the nobleman? Why did you not say anything?
Like I said, I was waiting for her to say something. Wanted her to open up about it honestly.
Bria is undoubtedly bold, but I doubt she is at all honest.
The journal entry. I never read it to you.
You have been distant the last week.
I have been, and I am sorry for that. But allow me to enlighten you.
Rumpel
Yeah.
gestures to a chair that Bria had been sitting in, and I take the seat opposite him.
First, the nobleman was one of my patients. He had a grievous sickness, one that no one else had been able to cure.
I could not help but remember the little boy with the impossible sickness. It seemed he was drawn to Rumpel too. Rumpel was not able to help that boy on his own either. Some woman offered her assistance. Did you manage to cure him with the help of that same woman?
It's another cryptic entry, but yes. The mysterious woman from the first entry reappears, We strike another deal, but I cannot remember the deal at all. All I know is that afterwards I did something to make Bria hate me, and she began seeing the nobleman. Or maybe it was before that. Maybe she was just... or unhappy. She won't explain why.
She still cheated on you. That is her fault, not yours. Rumpel nods absently. I can tell he is not convinced.
In any case, even though I can't remember the entirety of what happened, every time I thought of Bria, I thought of our love in the past.
Rumpel frowns, but it is fleeting. Suddenly he is smiling again.
Let's head back for now, Princess. I'll figure out how to reach Bria later.
I follow Rumpel back to the merchant. Though he seems fine for a time, Rumpel's somberness returns when we head back. He looks like he is trapped in his thoughts. He needs the rest of his journals, but how is he going to get a hold of them now? Oh, Princess, you're here. Sorry we're late.
My, the princess is gracing us with her presence.
Parfait said a few days ago that she had something to discuss with me, so here I am.
Then let's get right to it, shall we?
She plops down on one of the chairs, and Parfait sits down gracefully beside her. Princess.
I like how they made that a clear distinction. One of them has manners. The other one is a monster.
Princess, the other day you asked me about my responsibility, and briefly about the Tenenbaum bearer. I did, but what does that have to do with me?
It has everything to do with you. Because when it comes to that second inquiry, the answer is right here.
Laura points at me. I stare at her, not comprehending.
That's fair.
Princess, the bearer of the Tenenbaum, Crystallum Tenenbaum is you. What?
Wah.
I'm not able to even feel shock, just confusion. But how do I have anything to do with these crystals?
See, I told you she'd be confused.
Can you blame her?
It's because we started backwards. I'm so sorry, Princess. I do not understand. You remember the story about the crystals, Princess? For the time the crystals were in complete balance, even the witches who drew on negative energy were respected.
Then one day, Hans wrote the fairy tales. Witches were suddenly painted as villains. Humans attacked the witches, trying to drive them out.
Their leader, who just so happened to be my best friend, was hard-pressed to try to keep the peace. She was the original bearer of the crystal. But as witches were killed and thrown out, she found her patience wearing thin.
She killed a human, the ultimate taboo. And there was nothing we could do but try to stop her.
Funny part is I was literally just about to say, and then she got murdery. Beat me by like 2 seconds.
This bearer, the leader of the witches, the bearer of the Crystallum Tenenbaum, is someone you know, or someone you knew.
Oh no.
She erased all your memories, made you think that the fairy tales were evil, that humans were terrible.
Oh no.
I feel something dark stirring inside me. A sharp pain cuts through my heart, making it hard to breathe. The previous bearer of the crystal was your mother, Princess Hildur, the leader of the witches. This is impossible. Mother was not a witch.
But she was
The biggest.
the strongest of us all.
If it makes you feel any better, we changed the W with a B too.
When she died, she kept some of her power sealed within the crystal, which is why it still allows the fairy tale curse to be spread.
What kind of lie is this? Cannot use magic, and Mother never told me she was a witch. She would have told me.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? But I assure you, Princess, We wouldn't ever lie to you about something like this. As impossible as it seems, you are a witch.
Your power won't manifest until you're 18, and at that time you will inherit control of the crystal.
Since your birthday is soon, this was the last chance we had to teach you goodness. Your mother's been shielding you from it for so long. We trusted you were different from her, and you are.
But Mother was the only one that ever loved me.
She stole away your memories and made you hate the world.
Delora.
She was fostering hatred in you, making you just like her.
You don't even know anything about my mother. I stand up, rage coiling inside me like a snake. Lucette, I know a lot about her, more than you will ever know. No.
The truth is hard, Princess, but eventually we will have to face it.
Hilda was my beloved friend. Facing her was the hardest thing I have ever done. We only want to help you. Well, you're not very good at it. I turn my heels and storm out of the room. I feel that there was more to what Delora and Parfait wanted to say to me, but I cannot stand to hear it right now. I walk into the clearing and sit against the tree, furiously rubbing at my eyes as I try to clear my dangerously watery eyes. Showing emotion is weak. I sit there for a long time in the clearing, trying to calm myself. My thoughts spin wildly out of control.
Princess?
I see him out of the corner of my eye, standing between two trees, his eyebrows knit together with worry. Oh, what? Were you listening?
Listening? No, I just came to look for you in your room, and when I came downstairs, Parfait had told me you ran out into the forest. May I sit next to you?
I say nothing as he walks over to me. He sits down beside me, his hands resting on his knees as he looks up at the canopy of trees.
You know, Princess, back in my day, don't start. Thank you for today, Princess, for coming after me and trying to make things right.
I'm not in the mood to talk about this right now. My thoughts are too scrambled.
Sometimes truths are hard.
How do you know it was the truth?
A feeling. Trusting people is hard sometimes, I understand.
He looks at me, his eyes seem to glimmer softly in the moonlight.
Would you like someone to listen to your problems, Princess?
I feel like we should talk to him.
You know, I
know what she would do as a character, but open your mouth, damn it.
I could see either one, because like
Same.
she's already starting to soften a bit.
Yeah, I could see either one as well.
Yeah, she tolerates his existence. That's a start.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. Just do it.
What do you think, Abby?
I don't know.
I'll put it this way. I like the idea of talking better because we'll get more dialogue out of it.
Yeah.
And even if we fail, we get to see a bad ending.
Alright.
We're going to
Also true.
Alright, we'll talk to him.
Talk to him.
I almost heard, like, remembering last week, Haku, when you were like, go to him as soon as Willie left the chat. I open my eyes as Rumpel looks at me with a quiet smile. He could be talking about his own problems, but instead he's trying to comfort me. Parfait and Delora told me about something they were keeping hidden from me. They told me something about Mother. And it does not make any sense to me, because everything that they are saying makes her a villain.
Even villains are often misunderstood or have trying circumstances. Those are terrible villains, by the way.
Rumpel slowly reaches out to rest his hand on top of mine. I sit up straight and stare at him, my eyes wide. Rumpel smiles at me, a slow, soft smile that crinkles the edges of his eyes.
Seeing such a beautiful lady close to tears makes my heart break, you know. But if you ever need to cry, you should. Tears are not weakness. They're just a form of expression, and even the strongest of us cry.
I am not going to cry. My mind reels, and it starts to feel fuzzy.
5 minutes.
I give it 20 seconds.
Definitely the Ice Princess.
The title startles me out of my thoughts. I stare at him pointedly, trying to grimace, but Rumpel just smiles.
I always thought it was a delicate name, suitable for a strong and beautiful woman. Seeing you like this, it makes me realize that the name suits you. That's a good way to get punched.
Perhaps
That's
if
a great
everyone
way to
else
get
meant it
punched.
that way, it would not be so terrible a title. Rumpel slowly takes his hand away and smiles, though he insists on hearing me out. I insist on the opposite. For now, I want to keep what I discussed with Parfait and Delora to myself. I still need time to process it. For tonight, I just want to forget that the conversation ever happened. For
That is
some
total.
time, the two of us are silent. There are no words exchanged between the two of us, but the silence is comfortable. And eventually, Rumpel puts a hand on my shoulder.
Things will work out, Princess.
I hope so. I stand and excuse myself. Good night, Rumpel. I turn and walk away.
Good night, my sweet princess. Bad call? Good call?
Bad
well,
call.
I guess it was a bad call.
I guess the game is telling us that we should have just shut up.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
No.
This is one of many times. God, I hate being right.
Alright, so I think that was like our last one. Oh.
And you, my
failed.
little
You have to see a
sunflower,
bad
are
ending.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see what happens. And you, my little sunflower, are just as radiant as always. Well, he's back to normal. Great.
Oh my, Rumpel.
It's like the whole thing of Bran never happened. He's back to flattering every woman he meets.
Ooh. Overthinking again, princess?
Here we go.
I turn to see Karma grooming at me from where he sits at a table. Surprisingly, he's sitting with Jurian and Garland today. We're arguing about some kind of night stance. It is none of your business.
No, it's not, but you have such a sad look on your face. I had to ask.
I appreciate you not staring at my face.
I don't need to stare to see that you're in distress.
I turn on my heels and begin to walk away, irritated. Even when I'm among other people, it's impossible to forget the conversation I had with Parfait and Delora. It hovers at the back of my mind constantly. I've not spoken again since then, yet even now, I'm still taking in what they told me before. My mother, the Tenenbaum Bear, and me? A witch? The reason others have always feared me is because of my blood. I suppress a sigh as I attempt to return to my work. As the days go by, I notice myself becoming more and more agitated. Half of it is the recent history lesson, and the other half is Rumpel's flirting with other women. How can he just snap his fingers and get over Bran so quickly? If he flatters every woman, does that mean he doesn't really mean the things he says to me? I gather the plates off the counter and put them in a tray and take them to the customers. Today, everything is mechanical. For the last few days, I have been noticing that I walk more swiftly, and that if I walk too quickly, my vision blurs. Probably because of my overthinking. I stumble as I bring a tray to a familiar customer. The man looks up at me and asks if I'm okay, and I murmur that I am before walking off. The blurriness comes back. What is wrong with me? I look over at Rumpel, who is at a table with two girls because his shift is over. Rather than boil over on the inside, I feel myself getting warmer on the outside. My skin feels clammy. Oh, maybe she's getting sick. I
Oh,
think she's
shit.
getting sick. I have to force myself to take a breath as I get the next round of orders. My last order for the day is when the girl's at Rumpel's table. I don't want to go over
Sounds
there.
like she's gonna need a personal checkup
Doctor.
from a certain doctor.
I'm hearing a checkup time from everyone's favorite doctor.
I start carrying the tray towards the table. But, well, maybe not Karma's favorite doctor. Butting down...
Everyone's favorite doctor. I cannot be convinced otherwise.
Butting down my lip as the sway comes back into my step. As I draw closer, I notice Rumpel and the girl is laughing about something. I grip my teeth and pause in front of them to lay down the tray.
This isn't mine. It's my friend's.
Yes, I was the one who ordered the soup. The two stare at me. Instead of handing the soup off, they wait for me to move the bowl. Before I can reach over and move it, Rumpel slides it over to the other girl himself. For a few moments, there is a fragment of a scowl on his face.
Ooh. How are you doing today, my sweet princess?
When I think about speaking, the words catch feebly in my throat. I turn to walk off.
Princess?
Still as cold as ice.
As cold as ice.
The title Ice Princess definitely suits her. How can you dote on her, Rumpel?
Challenge excites me.
Despite the numbness of my mind, I still feel angry. Turn around so quickly I make myself stumble. I feel myself teetering on the edge of falling, but something stops me. Warm hands reach out to grab mine before I can fall. Through my dizziness, I can see Rumpel standing in front of me.
Princess, look at me.
No.
He puts a hand under my chin and angles my head so I can see him better. The expression on his face is suddenly serious. He looks at me for a few moments before he places a hand on my forehead.
Princess, you have a fever. A very high fever, actually. You should go back to your room and rest.
Oh, hey, Luna's in chat. Hi, Luna.
Oh, hi.
Wait, what? So I
Final.
just had a... Luna said, so I just had a parfait. Does that mean I ate her? And then just two eye emojis?
Also, wow, that is way the hell behind.
What,
Yeah,
the stream?
it's pretty far.
Yeah, they're still talking in the forest.
Oof. It's doing that thing again. Wow. I'll drop by with some medication in a few... Oh wait, no, that's the wrong person. Oops.
I'll drop by with some medication in a few minutes after I say goodbye to these ladies.
Let's see, wow, 52%, no, 56% drop in the freight rate. Which is helping that connection. Lower your bit rate. I don't know how to lower my bit rate. Trying to see if I can fix. How do I lower my bit rate?
Skillfully.
Helpful.
I say that because I also don't know.
That one is going back to work.
You can fix it in OBS settings.
Yeah,
If
I'm trying
you
to figure out
screen
where.
share later on, I can help you adjust those settings.
Alright, yeah, we'll do that. We'll just continue on as normal. I am fine.
Fuck 'em.
My voice comes out hoarse. Trying to clear my throat only makes me feel more miserable.
You're not fine. You look like you're about to collapse.
I will not collapse. I'm stronger than that. Mother taught me how to be strong. Mother. My thoughts become scrambled. Once again, my mind wanders, but this time I cannot keep myself steady as I try to walk away. Putting one foot in front of the other proves to be too difficult, and I once again feel myself start to stumble. Then I feel warmth, this time arms instead of hands.
Sweet little princess, what am I going to do with you?
Aww.
Aw.
Before I can understand what is
Aww.
happening, I'm lifted off my feet.
He's carrying his daughter.
I feel an arm supporting my back and another supporting it beneath the crook of my knees. Hey, he says he's ancient. He's carrying his granddaughter.
I hate all of you. Except the guy voice acting me. He's a boss.
Oh my god. Warmth. Such nice warmth.
You really are stubborn, aren't you, Princess Lucette?
I guess I'll have to
I guess I'll just have to carry you up myself.
Do we struggle
Oh,
or
yeah.
lean against him?
Ooh.
With her last
This
dialogue
kind of
thing?
sounds like.
mean,
With her last
Honestly-
dialogue option about her talking about the worms, I think she would lean against him.
Oh
Honestly,
wait,
I
but then
wanna
this is
pick Lean
Rumpel we're
against
dealing
him just
with.
to- Honestly, I want to pick Lean against him just to shit on the two chicks.
He might do that too, because he did have a little
Mm.
scowl when he moved the bowl.
Yeah.
But it's like, knowing his personality, he might be like, ooh, she's struggling.
Yeah, but
I don't
he's
know.
like in
It's
doctor
like everything
mode right
has
now.
been. Everything has been
That's
seeming
true.
like that ever since Rumpel started. Eh.
I vote lean against him.
Okay, well we got three
okay,
for that.
well,
and there's
none of
five
us are
for sure.
assholes except for Haku.
Oh, okay. My body's so weak anyway. Even if I wanted to struggle, I wouldn't be able to. I slowly lean my head against his chest.
Ooh.
Princess, you concede that you need help.
No.
Yes.
No.
Still so
She's still
stubborn.
struggling anyway. a
She's
little
like
bit.
literally giving in
Words.
and she still says no. There is indistinctive murmuring behind him that probably belongs to the girls. Rumpel responds to them in a low voice.
Stubborn she may be, but my sweet princess is stronger than any other woman I've ever known.
And there's the clap back, hell yeah. So, warm.
But not as warm as you are right now, princess. Get wrecked, ladies. Also, she's younger than you.
His voice slowly begins to fade out as I close my eyes. For the time being, I stop caring about everything else around me. I forget about Mother, about my talk with Delora and Parfait, about the crystal, the marching, and I focus on Rumpel. Is it so selfish to want to be the only person held like this by him, even when he's engaged with someone before? Slumber slowly reaches up to claim me, darkness intermingling with warmth. In the last moment, I think I see Rumpel smile at me. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. Mother, I have to tell you about the fairy tale about the children read to me today.
Lucette, what did I tell you about the fairy tales?
But there was a princess just like me. She found her Prince Charming and...
Fairy tales are not real.
But they make really good stories, Mother.
They are false stories. Do you really think it'd be so as easy to live happily ever after?
No, but...
You just mad because
Very-
you can. Oh, welcome.
Fairy tales make things black and white. Real life is full of gray.
Black and white?
And evil. No one is totally evil, and no one is totally good. Even princesses are not completely just.
So, princess and princesses can be bad?
Lucette,
Yeah.
everyone has darkness to them. The princes that throw themselves into danger are not selfless. They seek wealth, fame, or power. You see, fairy tales are lies because no one is so selfless and so full of love. People are two-faced.
Joke's on you, bitch.
Trust no one.
Yes, Mother.
No one will love you like I do.
Oh, shit.
To find pure love like that is impossible.
I slowly blink my eyes open for a few moments. The room is blurry, and there's nothing but vivid colors before my eyes. My eyes feel heavy, my throat scratchy. I stifle a cough as I blink back tears, and then through my tears I notice a slight motion. Rumpel? Rumpel slumped in a chair in front of my bed, his head lulled to the side, his eyes closed. He murmurs something in his sleep, and then shifts. What is he doing here? I noticed a notebook in his lap. And what is that journal? I slowly slide my hand out from underneath the covers and reach across the bed. Right as my fingers are about to brush the cover, Rumpel's hand suddenly falls onto mine.
Looks like you're feeling better.
He pulls his hand away, along with the book, before carefully setting my hand back down on the covers.
At least you look better. But how do you feel? He is slick.
Better? Rumpel looks tired, but his smile is still there.
Oh? I won't believe until I see it.
You just said I looked better.
Is my own analysis, but you, my sweet princess, don't sound very convinced.
My throat is a little sore, and I think if I stood up, I would fall over. Why do you look so surprised?
You would usually never admit to such a thing, would you? You're still most definitely sick.
Rumpel leans forward to put a hand on my forehead. His hand is cool on my hot skin. Our eyes lock as he tests my temperature. After a few moments, he finally peels his eyes away from me and sits back on his chair.
Temperature is down, but you definitely need the rest, princess. You should go back to sleep.
And what? Will you just sit there and watch me? The words come out curter than I mean them to, and for a few moments, Rumpel looks surprised. Then he laughs.
Princess, I haven't just been staring at you. I've been writing in my journal, too. You have such a scary look on your face. Not that it isn't enticing, but I think your smiles are much better.
I sigh as I close my eyes for a few moments. I fight to put my scrambled thoughts together, but one thought in particular keeps resurfacing. For some reason, I cannot help but remember the snide woman standing by Rumpel's side and jeering at me earlier. I open my eyes and look at Rumpel. Those women from earlier.
Apologize for their impoliteness. The things they said to you were uncalled for, and I told them that.
You flirted with women like that all the time, but why? They're not even good people.
Not good people. But, ah well, I suppose they act differently when you're there. Princess Lucette, you're blind to their jealousy, aren't you?
They're jealous of me? Why? My mind turns over what they could possibly be jealous as about my eyes, fallen Rumpel. I remember the way he defended me to the woman. Is it because you're my partner?
It's a lot more than that. It's your grace, the noble way that you carry yourself.
They would never think I have those qualities.
But where else would their jealousy stem from?
They're just jealous that I take your attention away from them.
Princess, I think you're...
Even if they were nice to people, I do not see how you can flirt with them when you are just recently in love with someone else. Normally I would stop talking, but the words continued tumbling out of me. I do not understand how someone like you, had a fiance, could be flirting with girls. How can you love someone if all you do is flirt with other girls? Flattery is one thing, but you cannot just flatter every girl. Why are you still smiling at me?
I may not remember a lot of things, Princess, but I know for certain that whatever feelings I had for Bria vanished a long time ago. The good ones, at least.
Crumple. The words break apart as I start coughing.
Don't rile yourself up over this. Please, rest.
I slowly lean back into my pillows with my eyes half closed. Why do I even care about what Rumpel does? What does it bother me that he flirts with other girls? That is his business.
No.
Rumpel pulls the covers closer to my chin and smiles.
Just because I flatter other women that doesn't mean that I can't love someone.
You always say some woman has stolen your heart, but your heart cannot belong to anyone. Yet you told me you always speak the truth.
Maybe that in itself is a little white lie. Just some harmless dramatics. But most girls know that I'm being dramatic, Princess. They don't take my words so seriously, even if I do mean my compliments.
He stares at me for a few moments, thoughtful.
Does it bother you so much that I compliment other girls?
Of course not.
No!
No.
Though it will be difficult to hold my tongue, I will do it for you, Princess. So do not worry.
Why would he do something like that for me? My eyes were so suddenly heavy, I have no choice but to close them as I let out a deep sigh. My head's beginning to hurt again, but behind my closed eyelids, I can hear a soft shuffle as Rumpel moves in his chair. Right before I fall back in the darkness of sleep, I feel something warm and soft on my forehead. Rumpel?
A good night kiss.
Oh.
His words are quiet, and I can only just barely make them out. I cannot think of them because the pull of sleep is much too tempting. It takes a while, but after several days, Rumpel finally allows me to go back to work. I can't remember much of what happened when he was watching over me, especially that first day. It's all a little bit of a blur now, like it was all just a dream.
Hey, hi.
Princess! Back on your feet?
Yes,
my
I
bad.
am fine now.
Oh, what a relief. Last I saw you, you looked quite pale.
When?
I dropped in to check on you in your room, but Rumpel was there. He told me that he had everything under control.
Why do you need to check on me?
Because I was worried, of course. Maybe you've been working too hard.
No, I'm fine. Just tell me what things need to be done.
Are you sure you're okay? She's fine, Anise.
Dolores suddenly appears before me, smirking.
The princess is stern and a little too stubborn to let a little sickness get her down.
I've not spoken to Dolores per se since the last night they decided to tell me about Mother. Just thinking about what they told me, it puts me on edge.
Ah, princess, why the sour expression? Allow me to calm you down with a little lullaby.
Excuse me?
Twinkle,
Oh.
twinkle, little star.
I knew she'd pick that one.
How
That's even more.
I wonder what you are.
That's just like, bitch, I will cut you.
Anise, give me those work orders now.
Up above the world so high.
Anise!
And that happy expression on her face while she's bullying her.
It's
You mean the shit-eating grin?
The tables on the west are yours, Princess Susette.
I quickly walk away from the bar and catch only the last little bit of Dolores singing.
Like a diamond in the sky.
Such a typical witch. She sang that the night I was cursed. Hearing her sing it again is infuriating. The song slowly fades from my mind as I go about my work for the day. I'm still a little shaky on my feet, but not so much that I need to go back to bed. As I am walking around the bar, I catch snatches of the conversation as I serve food.
I hear the king has been mediating arguments between his two advisors.
Mithros, man? He reminds me of a snake, always smiling that slithery smile of his.
That one in Alcaster. Apparently there's been no end to their squabbles.
The king missed his monthly visit to the town yesterday, didn't he? Wonder if he's sick.
There's been no word from the palace, but I suppose he must be coming down with something.
Nothing would keep the king from visiting otherwise.
What is going on at the palace?
Yes.
Ah, you heard about the incident with the royal guard? Apparently lots of them getting dishonorably discharged. Know what I'm saying? Found doing something to dishonor the king's name.
Like what? Yes, I'm doing Fjord. Yes, Willie, that's
Not
exactly
sure.
what I'm doing.
That information's still under wraps.
What exactly? Eldritch Blast.
That was literally just for you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
I was hoping you'd get it.
Oh,
I
shit.
did.
I'm walking forward, not watching where I'm going, when I collide with someone in my path. I feel a hand on my shoulder, and then another lifts my chin.
If it isn't the lovely princess, you're looking a lot peachier today.
Calm down, Jester.
Because you're not as pale? Because the color's coming back to your skin?
I'm still thinking of the king and the situations in the palace, and barely hear Rumpel's words. It isn't until he leans closer to me and narrows his eyes that I realize he's so close.
Now Sleeping Beauty is truly awake. Here I was hoping I'd have an excuse to plant a kiss on your lips, my sweet princess. Not a single reaction today. Not a slight blush, not a slap, not... Are you still sick? Must I perform another examination?
Oh, please do.
Examination.
Yes, by looking closely at your face, into your eye.
How are you a doctor, Rumpel? Rumpel stares at me with surprise. I'm not sure where the question came from, just that it was hovering in my mind.
Princess, you wound me. Here we go.
I have
what I
not
expect
seen you
from
do
Karma to
anything
say.
different from my niece.
But my prescriptions.
Even the people at the shops could tell us what medicines to buy.
Fine, I'll show you.
Rumpel's expression slips into something solemn, shockingly solemn. He looks at me gravely and extends a hand.
If you would be so kind as to come up to my room.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Does going up to your room have anything to do with work?
Delora appears before me again, this time without the snide smile. She raises an eyebrow.
I don't think either of your shifts are over.
She looks at me first.
Also, I meant for that lullaby to inspire you, not scare you, princess.
Sure you did.
Who sings lullabies to inspire? This woman is insane. I
She
knew
is a
it.
witch, though. They're not always linear in logic. For a few moments, she looks concerned
Dial
for
in
Sorrowsby.
2 words. Scanlan Shorthalt.
Yeah,
Yes,
she knew what she was doing.
sure.
The lullaby is certainly associated with a terrible memory, but the weight of that memory has dissipated over time, as has my anger at Delora. It is still there, but nothing. Holding on to the anger does me no good. I sigh and shake my head. You have a terrible voice.
Ah, there's the princess we all know and love.
She crosses her arms.
Anyway, you don't want me to sing you into action again, do you?
Come to my room later then, princess. I'll show you proof.
Proof?
That I am a capable doctor.
Rumpel walks off, leaving me with Delora, who looks at me skeptically for a few moments.
Something on your mind, princess?
There's so many conversations I heard earlier, so many questions that I have. While I do not want to speak to Delora, I may as well ask her about something she might know. Overheard rumors about the palace.
Did you now? We still haven't confirmed those rumors yet. Look, Princess, I know it's not in your nature to trust people, but trust Parfait and me at least. We'll let you know if something is up.
I'm ushered back to work, where I spend the next few hours searching for more information. Unfortunately, everything else I hear is just speculation.
Good work today, Lisette.
Has Rumpel already left?
I think he went up to his room earlier.
Thank you. Anise looks at me, curious. What?
You and Rumpel have grown a lot closer, haven't you?
Well, we are partners.
But in the beginning, you didn't even want him as a partner. And now the two of you are friends?
Friends? If Rumpel considers me a friend, that should make me happy for some reason, but it makes me feel empty inside. Why? What could we be besides friends? My cheeks feel warm as I try to think beyond an idea of just being friends with Rumpel.
I'm happy that the two of you are getting along.
Anise, I need to go. I told him I would meet with him for something tonight.
Oh, okay. Sorry for holding you up.
Anise scrambles off, leaving me by myself. I stand there for a few moments in an attempt to still my thoughts, and then I began to make my way to Rumpel's room. Rumpel? The door swings open. There stands Rumpel. Hey, look! That was the first time she knocked on someone's door.
Progress.
With a dramatic bow, he ushers me inside before closing the door behind him.
I wasn't entirely certain you'd show up, Princess. Normally when you go places with me, it's out of necessity.
I only came to see this proof you insisted upon earlier. Proof that you are more than what you seem. He places a hand on my back and guides me over to a chair. He requests that I sit, and I do.
Here it is. My proof. You tried to read it while you were sick, too.
Your journal? I've seen him write in this before, but I thought it was for his memories, not doctor things. He barely even works on patients now. Rumpel's persistence stokes my curiosity, and soon I find myself flipping over the pages of the book. This is the journal you had when the merchant found you in the streets. You said it was empty then.
Been filling things in from memory ever since I remembered my job.
The book is filled with diagrams of the body, both inside and out. I have no idea what most of the words mean. What are all the smaller words here?
Parts of the pancreas, not very fun to talk about. There's the papilla, the pancreatic duct.
Why is it necessary to use such big words for such simple things?
Want me to say butthole? For clarification, sometimes when you diagnose a problem, it isn't as simple as telling a person that their heart is weak.
I continue flipping through it, with Rumpel sometimes explaining things that are on the page, so I do not ask for the descriptions. Scattered throughout
Good idea.
Read.
Scattered throughout the journal are journal entries about his life. When I get to the last entry, I spot my name and begin to read, but before I can even get to the next word after my name, Rumpel has taken the journal from my hands.
Ah, sorry, my sweet. But a man's words are... Oi! A man's words are sometimes all he has. Insult them and you break him from the inside out.
My hand is feeling heavy today.
We noticed.
Yeah, he thinks I'm going to insult his writing?
But what do you think? Aren't you impressed with my sophistication, my breadth of knowledge, my intricacy?
You drew some pictures and wrote fancy words by them. She's not wrong.
Ugh. Sad.
I
It's
cannot
not
help.
inaccurate though.
I cannot help the little laugh that escapes my
What I was
lips.
just talking about.
Immediately after I hear it, I feel myself flushing as Rumpel grins at me triumphantly.
Your laughs are sweeter than honey, princess. And because your voice is back and you're no longer sick, I can hear it in all of its fullness. I love that face. Like, I adore that face. It amuses the shit out of me.
He takes a step closer to me and reaches out to touch my cheek. I flinch in surprise, but do not draw away. The rapid beating of my heart is not altogether uncomfortable, even if it does confuse me. He pulls his hand away from my cheeks and flicks my forehead. What was that for?
See the way your eyes glimmered. You looked oddly vacant there for a few moments.
I open my mouth to speak again, but Rumpel surprises me by setting his finger on my lips. He inches close to me, so close that I can feel his breath on my cheeks.
When you don't speak, your eyes speak for you.
Look
You
away?
have beautiful eyes, you know.
Look away or look at him?
Go.
Look at him. Look at him. Even though we're already gonna lose.
Yeah, I'm thinking look at him too.
A part of me wants to say, look away. For like dramatic effect, like, avert thine eyes. Oh, they're too beautiful.
Avert thine eyes to the
Avert thine eyes. Oh, my brand. But go ahead and look at him.
Are we all on board for look at him?
It's too beautiful.
We're already losing, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
but we
doesn't
might
really
as well
matter.
try.
I'm feeling avert thine eyes, but then that's just me. Oh, look away. Do not look. I don't know.
Look
It
away,
also kind of
he's
fits
cute.
everything that has happened so far. Like the last one was clearly struggle.
Oh yeah.
Struggle won that one. So it's like it subverts expectations.
I think look away.
Okay.
I don't know.
Willie and I are
I
both
think-
look at him.
I'll tie break and say, you know what? Since I have to do it anyway.
You want to look at yourself?
Look away.
Look away?
Aw.
Okay.
I say look away.
Alright.
Let's go. Why not?
Here he goes again with his complaints. Compliments. I should get used to them by now, but lately whenever he compliments me, I cannot stop myself from feeling... I can speak from feeling flattered. When I look into his eyes, I can almost see my reflection in them without realizing. I look away from him, feeling my breath stop short before I can breathe out.
Ooh.
Are you sick, princess? You look a little flushed. Princess?
He removes his
Yeah.
finger. He does not, however, step back. I'm still aware of his lips so close to mine and his eyes, which are still looking right at me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was the right one.
Damn it.
Ha.
It's different than
Look
your
away.
usual resistance. Could it be that you're embarrassed?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Oh, look at her little
blushing.
blush.
I wish death upon you.
He clears his throat, then starts speaking again. Sorry. Alright.
Okay, why would you do that against your friend Ford?
Here we go. In any case, it's so nice to have you back, princess. I missed you while you were sleeping day.
He missed me? But you have friends all over the margin.
Yes, but none of them are you. Or special.
My heart plunges like a rock. I can feel it everywhere on my body. Reverberating from a place that just doesn't feel like my chest. He lowers his face so the two of us are seeing eye to eye. I forget to breathe as his hands go to my shoulders.
Princess.
Yes? I inhale sharply as I get a better look at Rumpel's face. Up until now, I have not stopped to look too closely at his features, but now I cannot stop my eyes from taking them in.
Whenever you're sick again, I'll be there to help you. Because I am a doctor, even even if you might not believe it. All you'll ever really need is a little vitamin me.
What?
Ah,
What kind of line is that?
Because it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate to say a little vitamin
Little
D.
vitamin me.
No! That's so
A
great!
little vitamin
I hate
D.
wine.
Oh, I'm stealing that. Oh, I'm stealing that.
Well, if you say
Yeah.
that
Oh,
next time
Rumpel.
you see me, I may or may not kick you out.
That is fair.
Mm.
Ah,
You look malnutritious. You could use a little bit of vitamin me.
yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna steal both of those, and I'm very okay with that.
Oh, God.
I wish for death.
For one precious moment, every single bit of energy that has been between us vanishes. I stare blankly at Rumpel as he smiles at me.
Why do you
She's
wish to
even
be
like,
Mononoke?
she's like, I wish for that.
No. I thought that one was actually pretty good too.
I thought
I
that was
agree.
horrible.
I
In
disagree.
a
I
funny way.
Rumpel pulls his hands
Horrible
away,
in a funny
defeated.
way.
I suddenly feel strangely upset. What was I expecting from him? What else could he have said? Suddenly, I'm eager to look away from him. I look anywhere but at him, and eventually his eyes fall on the piece of paper. I recognize the name printed on the top, along with Rumpel's signature, and the response lying next to it. Rumpel moves to stand in front of the desk once more.
Ah, that.
You're still writing to Bria?
I sent her a letter asking for my old journals. I'm convinced that's where the last of my memories are, but she refuses to give them to me.
I glance at Bria's letters, my eyes skirting the words. I make a mental note of the address on the envelope.
Uh-oh.
But don't worry, Princess. I'll figure it out. But for now...
He reaches for me, but I duck out of the way of his hand. I have to do this now, while the address is still fresh in my head. I just remember there's something I need to do.
Princess, I was just...
I will see you tomorrow. I
Uh-oh.
pause at the doorway to glance at Rumpel.
Uh-oh.
See you tomorrow, Princess. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Rumpel.
This is a fantastic idea, and there's nothing anyone can say to convince me otherwise.
Done. I sealed the envelope over the letter I had been writing ever since I woke up. Now to have it delivered.
Definitely not what I expected at all.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna go there. I thought she did at some point.
I'm now disappointed.
Yeah?
After I have the letter sent off with the messenger, I return to my work for the day. It starts with Mr. Broom, then with the serving. I look for Rumpel, knowing that it is his knowing that it is now his time off, and I'm surprised when I see him sitting not with other women, but with Karma.
Oh,
The
here
two
we
of them
go,
are.
buddy.
They're gonna be aggressively making out, laughing together.
Obviously.
Wait, what?
Huh?
I guess that advice isn't too terrible.
Carl!
Wait,
Rest in peace, Haku. 2021.
Is it my turn now? Do I finally get to do something about it?
Oh no, Haku, save us!
Haku, please.
How please?
Haku's not threatening. He's got a gun. And that gun's a terrible voice.
Jesus.
It's
Okay.
almost like I do it on
Started
purpose.
Talking to me.
Good people, continue
I
doing
give
it.
the best advice, darling. I'm a man of the heart.
Perhaps not as much as I am, but I can give you credit when it's due.
Will they ever be friends?
Not really. This is as close as you're getting, honestly.
Probably.
It's kind of adorable.
What are you two talking about?
Princess.
Well, hello there, princess.
Karma's mischievous smile confuses me. Even Rumpel looks surprisingly shaken. You did not answer my question.
We were talking about matters related to the heart.
Of course you are.
I took it upon
Subtleties
myself to impart valuable advice to Rumpel.
You were giving
Subtlety.
Rumpel advice, even though you two are always at each other's throats?
Even the bitterest of enemies can become beloved friends. All it takes is a shared interest.
I have no idea what you are talking about. But before I can say anything else, I am swept up by Delora, who calls me back to work. The day goes on, and as soon as it is almost my break, I go in front to see if the messenger has returned yet.
Oh, Princess, there's a letter here for you.
I did not expect a response. I open it up and stare down at the letter for a long time.
Writing love letters to a secret lover, princess?
Rumpel appears behind me, his smile unusually small. He looks almost hesitant to be standing there. It is not important. I stuff the letter into my pocket and continue working. For the rest of the day, I ignore Rumpel. I don't want him asking about this letter, just in case things do not go according to plan. He's obviously disheartened by my ignoring him, and his sadness only persists in making me feel guilty. This is not
Good.
something. This is not
Yeah.
something he can know about, otherwise he'll try to stop me.
Dick.
Almost everyone has gone to their rooms, including a very saddened Rumpel. The only people remaining are Anise and myself. Earlier, Waltz came in insisting that he speak to Delora and Parfait, and so the three of them are all off talking in another room. Curiosity gets the better of me, and soon I find myself sweeping closer to the door. I edge it open quietly with my foot so that I can see what is happening inside.
Oh, you did do something.
I didn't think he was still alive.
This is very troubling.
I know, bitch should be dead. He must have used a glamour.
Curse those glamour prisms.
How dare he? But the fact I didn't realize it was him, that I...
Is that
You
the
used the
princess
Fantasia.
clock appearing through the door?
Jesus!
I try to hide, but all the eyes in the room catch me before I can do so.
Do you eavesdrop on people often, Lucette?
I have no real reason to eavesdrop on them besides my own curiosity.
I mean,
no.
It's
Maybe.
no harm done, Delora. Lucette, are you almost done with your chores? Ever since the conversation with Parfait and Delora, I have noticed that the words Parfait and I speak to each other are strained. Delora, however, is unchanged. I expect sarcasm from her now, but she does not deliver. She simply stands still and looks at me somberly. I am. And what are you talking about? Hiding more things from me?
Oh, my bad. We're talking about the rumors that have been going around about the palace.
What have you heard? I have a right to know what is happening at the palace. We would tell you if we were if we knew for certain, Princess.
bitch
Walt
there.
sighs as he runs a hand through his hair.
I know the timing doesn't seem right, but I really should show myself out. I have a show early in the morning tomorrow.
He glances around at us all.
I'm going to excuse myself for the night. Good night, everyone.
As he passes by me, he smiles.
And you too, Princess.
Once again, everyone is being secretive.
Why the sour face, Princess? Are you worried about what happens to the people in the palace you cared nothing for?
Delora!
Okay, that was uncalled for. But really, though, there is something I've been meaning to tell you. Since you're here now, I might as well say it. I knew you for 1 year before I cursed you. I saw what your mother had done to you, and I knew I needed to undo the damage before your birthday.
Why is she talking about this now?
I called you cruel and wicked, when really, I knew that the way you were was caused by the way your mother brought you up. And when we talked about Hildur the other day, I was unfair in what I said to you. We all have to face reality, but...
Laura pauses, looking surprisingly solemn. She sighs, then continues.
I always knew you had some good in you. I saw it in you when you spoke to your dolls. You have a good heart.
People enjoy flattery, Princess, and a lot of people are receptive to flirting.
Oh no.
But nothing can measure up to a genuine compliment.
Oh, okay. I thought she was
Delora just...
gonna flirt.
Delora just complimented me? I think we should say thank you.
Thank you. Show some
Thanks.
manners, Lucette. Please.
Show some manners that you were shown.
Show some manners. It seems like the only obvious answer.
Don't let the witch one up you.
Pretty much, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Show some manners, Lucette.
So we got 3 for that.
Yeah, thank you. I vote thanks.
It's like if it was to Rumpel himself, I would say something else, but no. Show some manners.
Of all people, I did not expect Delora to compliment me, not when she makes a point of always telling me the blunt truth. Thank you. There's no shock on Delora or Parfai's faces when they smile at me. I'm beginning to think you and Delora are alike. You're both stubborn and have good in you, but you hide it behind sarcasm.
Hey, Lucette and I are nothing.
I feel
disagree.
lighter somehow. I do not know if I have forgiven Delora just yet, but her cursing me has led me to see some things I would not have seen before. I owe her nothing, but I am still happy, even if the truth hurts.
Oh, what's this? My lovely little princess is in here with you two?
Hello!
Ah, Rumpel, you're early tonight.
Surprised to see me, beautiful?
Rumpel's earlier anxiety is gone. He looks at me with unbridled enthusiasm.
I heard the princess's thank you from a distance. The words are always most beautiful when leaving her mouth.
So, you were also eavesdropping. You two are very alike.
I admit to everything!
Not at all. Rumpel leans forward, towards me and smiles.
My dream is to one day hear those words from you two, because you say them as gentle as the wind. I fucking love this guy.
If you are here to talk to Parfait about medicine, then I'm out. Lucette, you should leave too.
But Rumpel just got here.
Well then, sleep well, beautiful maidens. God, he's so full of shit, I love it.
I quickly finish my chores and return to my room, where I lay on my bed contemplating tomorrow. Not believe Bria wrote back to me. Tomorrow I'll meet with her and hopefully she'll agree to give me his journals. Oh, so we are going over there. I hope this works. For Rumpel's sake.
We all assumed she was just going to commit breaking and entering.
Yeah!
I was thinking she was just gonna, like, knock on the door and just, like, nat 20 on intimidation.
I get it.
Insert more D&G jokes.
Also, can we, like, take a break here soon?
I was thinking we end it right here, because 2 hours have gone by. Yeah, we hit chapter 8. I'm also thinking about rainbow cake from Cup Foods, and it sounds really good right now.
Hey.
Dallin, if it makes you feel better, this entire time through the stream,
Let's see, how far
I could
is
look
your
up at my TV, and there's Crit Roll going on my TV right now.
Nice.
Campaign 2 even.
Oh. Somehow your stream caught back up.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
I
Damn
guess the bitrate got back. That's
Yeah.
weird. Well, everyone, thanks for
weird.
watching. We'll be streaming this again next Saturday as usual. My plans on Sunday got canceled, so I may or may not do a spontaneous one tomorrow. But I don't know yet.
Go right ahead. I will not be there for it.
Oh no, it's gonna be me streaming a different game. Not this game.
Okay.
This one's gonna stick to
I'm gonna say,
Saturday.
because I'm gonna be busy as shit.
Yeah, you're working, but yeah.
And then when you
I
finish
might
going
join
through
you
all
for
the routes, you should, let's see, do some horror.
I might join you for that and just like voice act everything stupidly.
Either that or maybe I need to figure out how to stream from my PlayStation, because then maybe it could be you and me, Dylan, Bloodborne commentary.
I'd be okay with that. That's actually easy to do. You just link your Twitch on your PlayStation and you can connect right to it.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah,
I
but
just have
if
to
you
figure out how
want-
to start it. That's the thing.
On your controller, there's a button that says share. Just hold that down.
And then it'll bring up all of the options and stuff.
Yeah, it's where you take like screenshots or save videos, and then there's a thing that says broadcasting.
There we
Works
go.
Decently
Okay.
well. If
'Cause
you want
my-
to step it up from there, it's get a capture card, stream
Yeah,
off computer.
My purple one doesn't say share, but my white one does. Okay, it's that button. Cool. Maybe we should try that tomorrow if I decide to play Bloodborne
I'd be down.
and stream. Yeah. But anyone else watching
You played
stream?
Bloodborne before, or are you
Okay.
playing it for the first time?
First time. I just started. I picked the chain whip.
Ooh.
Yeah. I am
Well,
still
yeah.
trying to get past this one group of enemies, because I'll try to sneak past them and then the rest will sneak up on me when I'm fighting a small group of them, and I keep dying by getting pitchforked into the wall.
Good
I was
hunter.
watching, and it was delightful watching her first time. Haku, you remember the first ladder? The big
I
one?
haven't played much of it myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Hi.
on the way up to the first ladder, like as you're climbing it, there is a very loud screech from something.
Mhm.
The reaction to that was amazing.
Nice.
Just, what the fuck was that? Don't worry about it.
Also, screen share your OBS, and I can look at your
Right.
settings.
And